Ukraine is claiming today a Russian airstrike on a Ukrainian city well back from the front lines marks an escalation in the conflict between those two countries. Crystal Gomansing is in London with more on the latest details and more about this barrage this morning that Russia launched. Crystal.
Heather, yes, Ukrainian officials saying that a number of missiles struck the southeastern city of Dnipro, that this was a strike that, has injured at least 16 people. But it's the type of weapon that's been used that is up for debate right now. Ukrainian officials first thing this morning claiming that Russia struck Dnipro with an intercontinental ballistic missile. Now, that would be an escalation for sure. It would be the first time that that weapon has been used. I want to play a translated clip of the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and him giving his rationale for why Ukraine thinks that it was this type of weapon, one of the types that was used.
Була нова російська ракета. Всі характеристики, швидкість, висота міжконтинентальної балістичної. Зараз тривають експертизи. Очевидно, що Путін використовує Україну як полігон. Очевидно, що Путін боїться, коли поруч з ним просто є нормальне життя, коли люди просто мають гідність.
Now, I want to highlight one of the sentences in that statement from the Ukrainian president. He said Putin is using Ukraine as a training ground. Now, we have heard from Matthew Sadler. He is the director of military sciences at RUSI, that is a London-based think tank. And he says if, in fact, it was that type of weapon, and it is a big if here, it would be the first time that an ICBM has been used in war times. It is under investigation. A number of different countries are paying attention to this, including the UK. Spokesperson for the UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, saying that these claims are deeply concerning. So an allegation that's been made by Ukrainian officials. We have a number of strikes in Dnipro, but exactly what was used is still to be determined, Heather.
Krista, we're also hearing another first, but on the other side, hearing that Ukraine has fired a British long-range missile into Russian territory for the first time. So that would be a significant development. Tell us more about what happened and what that could potentially change in the war.
Well, we know about that strike is that Ukrainian officials used potentially the Storm Shadow missile, the British-made missile, to strike in the Kursk region. It would be the first time that the British long-range weapon has been used to strike inside Russian territory. We know that Ukrainian officials used the American long-range weapon, the ATACMS, the other day. We have not had any confirmation from Ukrainian or British officials as of yet if that, in fact, was the British weapon. In fact, just a short time ago, the UK Defence Secretary, John Healey, saying he wouldn't be drawn into that conversation. We know the UK said that it will be doubling down in support. Also, a denial, a refusal to answer the question from the Prime Minister's spokesperson. And yesterday, right after that strike apparently took place, this is what the Ukrainian Defence Minister had to say, another sort of denial.
We are using all the means to defend our country, so we're not going into detail, but we are just sending that we are capable and able to respond.
Capable and able to respond. And there are a lot of fears and a lot of talk yesterday that things could be escalating. There was a lot of talk about Russia potentially hitting Ukraine with a massive strike. So that leads into what we're seeing today in these claims that it was an intercontinental ballistic missile that hit the city of Dnipro. But again, all of that not being confirmed and under investigation, Heather.
Thank you very much. You'll be back to us, I know, with any updated information. Crystal Gomansing from London.